What up, Theobalders? We hit 50k subscribers. Woo! This is gonna be my Q&A video, so gonna have some gameplay going on in the background, and I'm gonna answer some questions from my community post. One final thing before we get into the Q&A. We got feather cosmetics! Woo! We got Theobald the flippin' bird! Look at him! Look at him, he's so cute! I'm so obsessed with this little guy. Look at him, he flies! He flies! We also got the money cape. I designed this cape myself. I'm super happy with it. It goes really hard. And then we got falling money to match it. But, oh my god. Dude, I'm so obsessed with this little Theobald. He's so cute. Anyway, you can get this all on the Feather store. Check out my little Theobald and my cape. And yeah, let's get into the Q&A. First one is from Delta Rune. Do I enjoy playing the violin? And is it from PvP skills? And yeah, I really like playing the violin. I didn't learn it from PvP skills. I had private lessons since I was like 8. So that's where I got my violin skills. Who inspired me to make content and how long I've been playing Minecraft? I've been playing Minecraft also since I was around 8. And I'm 22 now, so I guess 14 years, something like that. And then who inspired me to create content? Probably like Clown, maybe, because I saw him in the early stages of his YouTube channel when I was playing with him in 2021 around, and I was like, I could probably do that. So I started posting my gameplay, and eventually people started watching it, and here we are. Rasplin asks, what's my favorite fruit? Probably have to say pomegranate seeds or cantaloupe. I don't know, I just like cantaloupe. Only if it's like really ripe though, like the perfect amount of ripeness, you know? Cheetah asks a whole bunch of yap about Bridge. I'll just answer the first question. Thoughts on Bridge? I think it's awesome. I don't know if any of you guys have tried Bridge on the latest version. It's on Mineman Club, but Bridge has always been my favorite 1.8 duels game mode. I think it just has like the most skill and unique, like, cool strats and mechanics. I don't know. It's just a good game mode. So I'm excited about the future of Bridge on this version. Probably messy. I don't really watch sports. What countries have I been to? Outside the US, I've been to Ethiopia and Kenya, because my parents have some friends from college who live there, and I went there when I was around like 11 or 12. I can't really remember, but that was a really fun and formative trip for me. Shout out to Nairobi and Mombasa. Those are 2 awesome cities. Why don't I tier test, and would I consider making the TheobaldTheBird map data pack open source? I covered a bit in my April Fool's video why I don't feel like tier testing. I don't know, I just think it's a dumb system. It's just like super anti-competitive, super gatekeepy. It makes boosting super easy. I mean, I respect people who compete in it, but I just personally don't feel the need to. As for making the bot open source, it already is. Like, you can just go into your saves folder and go into the data packs folder, and then just open up the data pack and see all the commands for TheobaldTheBird. Like, I couldn't make it closed source even if I tried. There are already few people who've already opened it up and made their own version of TheobaldTheBird, or made their own changes to the map or whatever. And I think that's awesome. I might have like kind of popularized the whole using carpet mod for PvP bots or whatever, but I think if you like Minecraft commands, making a PvP bot is really fun, and you can use mine for inspiration or whatever. But speaking of PvP bots, I think it's time I introduce a new segment on my channel. Patron Battle. Alright guys, prepare yourselves to see the fruit of my labor. And one of the reasons why this video is taking so long. But anyway, I think it's time to invite some friends onto my world. Bam. All of my patrons are here. So guys, if you want to show up in these patron battles, make sure you go to patreon.com/TheobaldTheBird. But anyway, it's time, guys. It's time to see who is the best patron. Who is the patron who can stand tall over all the rest in glorious battle? There's only one way we can find out. Alright. Oh, here we go. Okay, it's working. It lagged out for a second. Alright, all my patrons are here. The biggest birds are the big ones, but oh my god, they're going in. Oh my god. Eternal putting in work. Josh Lameo putting in work. Criticals! Oh, with the combo! Oh my god. He's popping off. Eric does photog. He's chasing him down. Yeah. Dude, these guys are ruthless. They do not stop. Oh, these guys are playing it real safe though. Critical's making the first play. Latte Saber turns around, snags a kill. Oh my god. Heartless YT is at 12! Bro, you are not heartless, you are heartful. Oh my god. They're dropping like flies. Pumpkin Nut. Herlock's 2. Oh, making big use of that knockback sword, but it doesn't matter! Eternal cleans them all up! Oh, they're playing real safe. Heartless YT and YT Choco. Oh, Mexican standoff. Oh my god. Eternal switches targets. Oh my god. YT Choco cleans them all up. Oh my, guys, we might have to nerf the knockback swords. I don't know. Oh, YT Choco though, congratulations. You are the first winner of TheobaldTheBird's patron battle. I'm totally open to suggestion, guys. This is like the first version of this that I'm happy with. We can add so much more to this. We can put them all in a cool coliseum. Maybe like randomly generate gear. I don't know. Right now it's a bit pay to win with the knockback swords, but yeah, I'm really happy about this. But yeah, give me suggestions on what you want to see the patrons do. Anyway, let's get back to the Q&A. Now it's time to answer the #1 most asked question by far, which is, am I gay? Oh my God. The answer to this is that I am bisexual. I have a boyfriend currently, and I am definitely not straight. So I've talked about this like a couple times on stream and in a couple community posts, and I'm happy to say that most people in my community are either pretty supportive or just don't really care, which is what I kind of expect. But there are a not insignificant number of people who feel the need to comment stuff like, oh, I'm unsubscribing over this, or like, Theobald is gay? I can't believe this. I've lost all respect for you. Or just any sort of like similarly dramatic thing. And honestly, it's hilarious. I mean, like, keep them coming. It gives me a laugh every time. But to the people who make those comments, I just want to emphasize that my sexual preferences, or anyone else's for that matter, have absolutely zero effect on your life. If you want to keep crying about the choices other people make for themselves, I mean, go ahead. It's a waste of energy, but I can't stop you. Otherwise, you could grow up and come to realize that everyone is deserving of respect. Hating on people for things that they can't change is really dumb, to say the least, and crazy that we're still doing that in the big 2025. Anyway, that's all I had to say. Have I considered making unstable videos? Yeah, I've considered making unstable SMP videos, but I don't know, I just don't think it's the kind of content I enjoy making. I mean, I enjoy recording with other people for their videos, but I don't really see a future for like that kind of style of content on my channel. I do really enjoy making it with other Lifesteal people, and I'll continue to do that as long as they want me in their videos. I have a blast. I like improv and voice acting and all of that stuff, so it's really fun for me. Instacarting will always be cooler than crossbow carting, especially after the crossbow buff. Instacarting is stylish and has so much swag, and crossbow carting is just anchoring with one extra step. Am I ever gonna join Lifesteal? I don't know. It depends on the content I make. I already had a conversation with Clown about this, but I probably won't be invited in the foreseeable future until I make like actual SMP style videos that they would want for Lifesteal. But I don't know. I just don't feel like it's the kind of videos I want to make on my channel. I have plenty of video ideas without needing to go into SMP content. Although I would love to be invited as a guest. I'm doing pretty good. I stopped procrastinating on this video, so that makes me happy. If I had an opportunity to change the Minecraft combat system, what would I change and why? I would make, first of all, I would make knockback the same across all pings. I mean, the whole leggy knockback is just kind of an end result of Minecraft not really having any netcode. Also, making shield stuns vanilla, and I mean not even shield stuns, because the CPS dependency kind of sucks with shield stuns. I would just make it so axes always deal knockback through shields. That way you could just single click and have them take knockback. I think without shield stuns, there's not really a way to, I guess, punish someone for just holding up their shield and camping and getting a single free hit. It gets really campy. I would also make it so that placing blocks in your offhand doesn't reset your attack cooldown. Mineman Club already does this, based on my suggestion, because I think it makes like void-based game modes way more fun and viable on this combat system. What inspires me to keep going on YouTube without quitting or taking breaks? Bro, have you seen my upload schedule? Like, 90% of my time is a break. Like, I think if I actually logged in uploading on YouTube, I'd be at like 100k by now instead of 50k. But honestly, not getting burnt out is pretty nice. I think Minecraft PvP in general is just super fun, and I enjoy sharing that passion with other people. And also this milestone is a pretty good example of something that keeps me motivated. Favorite violin concerto? Yay, a classical music question. I don't know if this makes me a normie, but I can't bring myself to say anything other than the Mendelssohn violin concerto. Like, it's just so good. The first movement is obviously like super iconic, but the second movement, in my opinion, is very, very underrated. I love Hilary Hahn's performance of it. She's just my goat. But yeah, Mendelssohn. If I could collab with anyone, who would it be? I don't know. I looked through my subscriber list, and honestly, I really don't watch a lot of Minecraft YouTubers. If I could choose anyone, I would want to be in a Salvatore Ganacci music video. I think that's what I would go with. Do I actually plan to ever tier test? And do I have any tips for making YouTube videos? Tier testing, probably not. I don't see a need to do it, really. I've made it this far without tier testing, and I really just... People can see that I'm good by my gameplay. I don't know. I don't really feel the need to prove myself on the glorified Google document. When/if PvP ranked comes around, or any sort of like elo-based system or like tournaments or whatever, I'd be happy to compete in those, but tier list is just not my thing. Tips for making YouTube videos? Only do it if you find it fun. Only do it for the I guess just joy of making videos. Because I mean, if you're just like uploading whatever and then you're waiting for it to get views, like, it's not gonna happen for a long time. I knew that I was really good at the game, so I just like started posting clips for fun. I didn't really expect it to like get to where it is now, but for a long time I was getting like 10-20 views on my videos, and I was pretty hyped when it started getting like, when a video would get over 100, you know. And then the other thing is, I see a lot of people just try the same thing over and over again, you know. I just see like the same kind of thing with not any like improvement or whatever. One thing I've tried to do with all my videos is, like, I mean, maybe not all of them, but most videos I try to step up the editing one way or another, or like mix up the formula, or just try to improve. Like, that's the main thing. I have the same mindset with video editing as I have with PvP, of just like figuring out what you could do better and try to do it better and try to learn how to do it better. One other last tip is just use DaVinci Resolve. It is just like a better editing software than anything else. How did I get so good at PvP, and what piqued my interest in 1.9 PvP? My first intro to 1.9 PvP was actually when I saw my little sister watching a Preston Plays like Money Wars video, and that looked pretty fun to me, so that's when I first gave it a try. Eventually I switched to Hypixel Bed Wars for a few years, and then around when the Dream and Technoblade duel happened, that's when I remembered that 1.9 PvP exists, and I discovered PvP Legacy, and I started really enjoying it. I think the main way I got better was just by noticing what was working against people and what wasn't. Like pretty early on, I quickly noticed that when I was doing the sweep attacks, that I was doing less damage to people, and then started figuring out how to not do that and how to knockback hit instead, and then I discovered that you can combo people like you can in 1.8, and I was like, by that point I was pretty much addicted. But yeah, just I kept on going around trying to fight the best players I could, and just like learn the most from fighting better or like equal skilled players. Favorite non-Minecraft game? Bonus points for single player game. My all-time favorite game, besides Minecraft, it has to be Rocket League. Rocket League is just like the greatest esport ever made. It's just a tragedy what Epic Games has done to the esport and just the game in general. I mean, killing trading was like one of the most insulting things. I don't know. I will forever hate Epic Games for that. But yeah, besides Rocket League, huge fan of Sea of Thieves. I have Prestige Reapers in that. I used to grind the PvP in that game, like just run Reaper sloops with my friends and just go out and hunt. Huge fan of Factorio. Big fan of BeamNG Drive. I've been learning to drift, like getting pretty good at drifting and running tandems and stuff. Celeste is like one of my favorite single player games. I have all of the Seaside Golden Strawberries. Other single player games, maybe Kerbal Space Program. Put a lot of time into that. That's another all-time favorite. Hades is more recent for me, but still very beloved. Teardown, Hollow Knight. I've been playing Peak a ton with all my friends. Like I'm just scrolling down my Steam right now. Why did I quit Rocket League? Honestly, not really any particular reason. Just over time, I just started putting less and less time into Rocket League and more time into Minecraft. And then especially when I started making YouTube content, I mean, I think Minecraft did and still does have a way brighter future, just as a game for content and stuff. Especially now, like years later. I'm very glad that I got off the sinking ship that was Rocket League content. Well, not that I ever made Rocket League content in the first place, but I'm just glad that I put more time into Minecraft, because I think that has way brighter of a future. As I mentioned earlier, I'm very not happy with Epic putting my all-time favorite esport on life support. Like, Rocket League deserves so much better, bro. It's just such a goated game. Ugh, it makes me sad. Am I a bigger bird than Parrot? Yes. Obviously. Don't ever come at me with these dumb questions ever again, bro. You should feel ashamed. When is face reveal? You know what? I'll do a face reveal right now, just for you. What's up, guys? It's me, TheobaldTheBird. This is my face reveal, and I hope you all enjoy. Do not forget to subscribe and like, please. What is the best instrument other than violin? Sorry, but it's not horn, even though horn is very pretty. I think the two best musical instruments of all time are electric guitar and organ. Like, electric guitar, you can literally just do anything with it. Like, it has so much possibility. It's like everything that's good about a synth combined with everything that's good about an acoustic instrument You can use it for percussive, melodic, harmonic, anything. Like, it's peak. And then organ is obviously just like, I don't know, every time I listen to some good ass organ music, it's like God above is blessing my eardrums or something. What's the best shot I've hit in Rocket League? I can't really think of an all-time best shot. Here's a pretty good shot I hit a couple months ago when I was playing Rocket League with Cheetah, the bridge guy.
Watch out behind you.
You're good. I thought this shot was pretty clean.
Oh, it's in the net. Oh my god. Oh my god. You love to see it.
As for which I like better, I think I like Minecraft PvP more, but I think Rocket League is a much better game, if that makes sense. Minecraft was not built for PvP, and I mean, a lot of the jank that makes Minecraft PvP fun, like that makes comboing possible or whatever, isn't intended. Like, I wouldn't say it's like a well-made game, but I think at this point I can say I like Minecraft more, even though I think it's a worse esport. What is the most important thing that made me get better in PvP? I've said it a million times, and I'll say it again, but the number one most important thing for getting good at PvP is attention to detail and pattern recognition. What I mean by this is just trying to figure out the little things as you're fighting someone. I remember the first time I noticed that someone wasn't taking knockback when I hit them as they were falling. When you're fighting better players, try to figure out what they're doing and copy it. You just try to figure it out. And if you can strive to like understand them, then you can just use them to become better. The most important thing is just using your brain. Minecraft PvP on the surface looks really simple, but there's so much to it that you just have to pay attention and actually put in the effort to figure it out. Have I thought about trying speedrunning? Yeah, I would actually love to get into it. I think Curryway offers coaching, so I think that would be a really fun video, is to get coached by him in speedrunning or something. I think if I were to get into it, I'm not really that interested in trying to become like a top player or anything, but more just get comfortable enough to... I would want a PB of 15 minutes. If I could get a PB of 15 minutes, that would be like insane for me. I would be happy with that. There's definitely no way I'm ever getting as good as Dukeisle. That guy is the GOAT. Do I have any other talents besides Minecraft? I play violin. I'm pretty good at Rocket League. I'd like to say I'm a pretty decent programmer. I'm also able to drift cars with a steering wheel. I'm able to fly FPV drones. I'm also the GOAT of riding ripsticks, and I'm decent on a skateboard, I guess. I don't know. What's my video idea process? I wouldn't really say I have a process for it. I just kind of have videos that I want to make, you know? And then sometimes I record some gameplay or record some event or whatever that I do, and it's really good, and I feel the need to make a video about it. But in general, I kind of just have like a backlog of ideas that I want to get to. My last combo tutorial was one of the ones on that backlog, so I'm happy I finally got to that. There's a million other tutorial ideas that I have, even just for sword PvP alone. So I don't think I'm gonna run out of tutorials anytime soon, although that's not the only content I want to make. In general, when it comes to making gaming content, if you have really good skills, that's a really good thing. And then if you have a really good personality in your videos, that's also really good. But if you have both, I feel like that's where you get the most growth and success and the widest audience, I guess. One of the main things I'm really happy with seeing with the growth of my channel is that more and more people are coming to my videos and streams to experience like me and my personality rather than just see my gameplay, which is how it was when I started out. And I think that's really exciting. But yeah, if you're making PvP content, just use your voice. Just get a microphone, even if it's shit. Be funny, have a personality. That's how you grow an audience. Because at the end of the day, there's gonna be some random tier 1 kid who's like better than you. This is another reason why I've kind of stayed away from tier list type content. If you base your entire brand and content and identity around being like the best or being the top ranked or being tier 2 or whatever, there's always going to be someone better, unless you're unless you're like Marlowe or Swite or something. But even if you are Marlowe or Swite or something, there's always going to be a new kid on the block who sweeps you and gets tier 1 or whatever. It's not going to last forever. So I think anything you can do to supplement your gameplay with personality and an actual identity that's fun to come back and watch, I think that's the most important thing. When am I going to show the $10,000 slime PC? Alright guys, well, first of all, here it is in all of its glory. I decided to put Linux on it just to try it out. But yeah, long story short, this guy is not worth $10,000 as advertised. Yeah, fun fact, the people who sent me my PC told me it was gonna have some way higher specs than it actually came with. Not to mention that the decoration was broken. This giant hunk of metal was just glued in and then shipped across the country, and obviously it broke. And then not only that, but they didn't ship it with a side panel, which is absolutely insane. And I emailed them about it, and they said the side panel wasn't part of the original design. So I was gonna make a whole video on it or anything, but the broken decoration kind of bummed me out. It's still a really good PC, but yeah, that's just kind of why I never ended up making a video on it. It still does look sick when it's turned on though. Who's the best person I fought? Marlowe. If I had 3 wishes, what would they be? First of all, more wishes. Second of all, end of all wars and genocide, especially in Palestine. And then third of all, probably the end of global capitalism. Unless capitalism goes, nobody in the world is ever going to actually lock in on existential threats like climate change, or even just focus on real issues like giving everybody food and a place to live, because those things just simply aren't profitable. As long as a profit incentive is the only thing governing actual policy, nothing is meaningfully going to change in the world. Not to be bleak or anything, but we're kind of all just marching towards a climate apocalypse, and nobody in power is really doing anything about it. And nobody in power will do anything about it as long as they're in the pockets of private corporations whose entire business model is destroying the planet for profit. My 4th wish would be for class consciousness in America. And I guess the whole world. These are important issues, guys. When am I locking in on Cardigan? I don't know, I wouldn't really say I'm locked in on any game mode in particular right now. I definitely don't enjoy high tier kit nearly as much as I did before the crossbow buff, so it's a bit hard to find the motivation to just sit down and grind it again. Whenever I play car PvP though, just in general, I still enjoy it a lot. It's still one of my all-time favorite game modes. I guess the other thing is that I initially started playing the cart tier list just because it was an elo based system, but then I guess as soon as I got to high tier 3, it just became a normal tier list again, so that also kind of killed my motivation. Sometimes I just randomly gain the motivation to grind and lock in, and I'm sure that'll happen again at some point, but right now for the foreseeable future I'm not super interested in competing. How did I meet and become friends with Clown Pierce? I think back in 2021, I want to say, I met some friends through PvP Legacy that were part of this group at the time that I hadn't heard of called the Watchers. And I'm not sure if you guys, anyone remembers the Spoke events, like the videos by Spoke is Here, the YouTuber, that were like 100 players in Minecraft simulate civilization or whatever. But the Watchers was a group of players at the time who would just go in and just like dominate PvP in those events, and Clown was part of those events, so I met some people and joined that group, and I met Clown through that. Anyway, Watchers on top. Do I support the LGBTQIA+ community? Yes, obviously. There's no reason to hate anyone based on things they can't change. Yeah, I've heard of Windcraft. I actually used to play Windcraft quite a few years ago when I was a little bit newer. Yeah, coming back to it would be really fun. I have a couple of friends who play it, including Intel Edits. Intel Edits is like a Windcraft god, so it would be fun to have him show me around. Why don't you ever see me play Crystal? Honestly, I just don't like Crystal nearly as much as any of the other game modes. I guess I don't really like Crystal as much for the same reasons I don't really like 1.8. Even though I know there's like a ton of depth to it, and I'm not ever gonna deny that like Crystal has an insanely high skill ceiling. It just to me feels like a skill ceiling that's mostly high because of just how fast you can theoretically spam something, you know? It's just not really that interesting for me to learn, and it's kind of just a waste of my time to practice, in my opinion. What's my age? I just turned 22 a couple weeks ago, so officially Unk status. Will I go bald for 1 million subs? You know what? I think that's a pretty good idea. If I hit 1 million subs, I'll shave my head bald. You have my word. What's my opinion on Jesus? Jesus was a black radical socialist, and I think that makes him pretty cool. That's gonna be it for the Q&A. If you watched all the way this far, thank you. I love you. Thank you for watching my videos and making this whole thing possible. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that. I'm sorry for taking so long to make this video. I don't really have a reason why other than procrastination, but you know, hopefully I can lock in a bit harder on future stuff. Once again, I love you all. Theobald out.